so conceited or whatever, everybody knows my name is Victoria Spangler, in case you don't know me. And I have the pleasure of being artistic director here, and certainly had the pleasure the past 4 years of working with Gracie Bareilles. She is a BBS theater and a writing minor. And Gracie, as she put together this showcase, she wanted to showcase her singing, some acting, some scene work, some monologue work, and also some of the work, the original work that she's done. So you're going to see just a wide variety of this sampling of what Gracie has done, what she's learned, and the skills that she has elevated during these past 4 years. As I mentioned with Danny, she came in with that 2020 group that there was so much uncertainty, and I tell you what, Gracie has blossomed and grown like all of the students have, but she has grown in a way and turned her face and been willing to turn her gaze and her face into all areas of theater, and she has found success and gratification and in those areas. So it is, y'all remember, I see her dad sitting here, and I remember when I met her, we were sitting right there. We had a conversation because the schools were kind of shut down. We sat there and we had a conversation, and I thought, I hope this girl chooses Parkinson's. And she did, and 4 years later, here we are. It is my privilege to introduce Miss Gracie Bareilles.
Wrote Hamlet, okay? He creates this character. Here's me writing about this tight-ass thing whose life is going down the rubber. And so, poof, Hamlet comes into existence. I'm not talking about historical Hamlet, I'm talking about William Shakespeare's Hamlet. When you create a work of fiction, you literally create that world. It's out there, somewhere. Somewhere out there is a world where Hamlet really happened, and William Shakespeare is God of that world. There's another world where Pride and Prejudice is true, and Jane Austen is goddess there. And somewhere, in some pathetic crap hole, there's a world where Twilight is real. And the god of that world is whoever that person is who wrote Twilight. It's a working theory, just bear with me. Okay. So imagine this. Imagine you're Hamlet. You're Hamlet, and your life is Suckville. You're like, what is this? My uncle kills my dad, my mom's a total whore, my girlfriend's suicidal, and pretty much everyone I know is getting stabbed or poisoned. You got a life like that? You'd pray to God and say, hey God, why does my life have to be this frickin' vale of tears? What's up with that? This world has a God. Shakespeare. So imagine this scenario. Hamlet meets God, who's Shakespeare, and he's like, dude, why do you have to make my life such a mess? And what would Shakespeare say? What could he say? Sorry, guy. I had to make your life be a storm so that people could enjoy good tragedy. No hard feelings? I mean, can you imagine that? Your life is a carbonated cesspool just so a bunch of other people can be entertained? Is that crazy or what? I'm not sure what to say. There is, thank God, a vaulted ceiling here. I'm relieved to find that there is stained glass and the sensation of height. Even though I'm not a religious woman, I am glad there are still churches. Thank God there are still people who build churches for the rest of us so that when someone dies or gets married, we have a place to. I could not put all of this in a low-ceilinged room. No, it requires height. Could someone please turn their cell phone off? There are only one or two sacred places left in the world today where there is no ringing. The theater, the church, and the toilet. But some people actually answer their cell phones in the shitter these days. Some people really do. How many of you do? Raise your hand if you've answered your cell phone while you were quietly urinating. Yes, I thought so. Where was I? A reading from Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities. A wonderful fact to reflect upon, that every human creature is constituted to be that profound secret and mystery to every other. No more can I turn the leaves of this dear book, than the book should shut forever when I had read by the page. My friend is dead. My neighbor is dead. My love, the darling of my soul. Look at this great big sea of people wearing dark colors. It used to be you saw someone wearing black and you knew their beloved had died. Now everyone wears black, all the time. We are in a state of perpetual mourning. But for what? Where was I? Well, I've forgotten my point. Let's have a hymn, Father. You'll never walk alone. That's right. Because you'll always have a machine in your pants that might break. Oh, Gordon.
Oh, this is a mistake!
Dawn, this is your one and only life.
I stick with the real things, usually facts and figures. When information's in its place, I minimize the guessing game. Guess what?
What?
I don't like guessing games or when I feel things before I know the feelings. How am I supposed to operate if I'm just tossed around by fate? Like on an unexpected date with a stranger who might talk too fast or ask me questions about myself before I decided that he can ask me questions about myself. He might sit too close or call the waiter by his first name or eat Oreos, but eat the cookie before the cream. But what scares me the most, what scares me the most is what if he sees me? What if he doesn't like it? What if he runs the other way and I can't hide from it? What happens then if when he knows me, he's only disappointed? What if I give myself away to only get it given back? I couldn't live boy curls, but he could be criminal. Some sort of psychopath who escaped from an institution somewhere where they don't have girls. He could have masterminded some way to find me. He could be colorblind. How untrustworthy is that? He could be less than kind. Or even worse, he could be very nice, have lovely eyes, and make me laugh, come out of hiding. What do I do with that? Oh God, what if when he sees me, I like him and he knows it? What if he opens up a door and I can't close it? What happens then? And when he holds me, my heart is set in motion. I'm not prepared for that. I'm scared of breaking apart. But still I can't help but hoping to find someone to talk to who likes the way I am. Someone who, when he sees me, wants to get.
So you're all of humanity. You're not what I expected you to look like. You kind of look like my 14-year-old nephew. I'm told I only have 2 minutes with you to speak with you, to talk some sense into you. And I appreciate your time. I'm told that the opportunity to address you comes but once in a lifetime. No pressure. Yeah, okay. You may not like this. What are you doing? Seriously! You are incredibly bright and capable. You put a man on the moon, flew a rover to Mars. You can do anything. You have all the resources to take care of yourself, but you don't apply it. So, yeah, you have tiny little pockets of health vitality. But overall, just look at you. You're mostly underfed, malnourished, undereducated. Those numbers don't lie, buddy. Bottom line, you may not have the time you think you have. A rock could fall out of the sky. You could catch a really bad cold or have really bad weather. Bad things happen. Use every moment. No more distractions. Cut out the fighting and the games. Grow up, humanity. Please, grow up. When I died, and right after, I found myself like this. My soul or spirit or whatever I am at this point is standing and talking and seeing and hearing as if it still has a body to do these things with. It's been about a year, and I figured a few things out. Most important being that no one can see me, at least no one I've been around up to now, and that I've yet to meet another dead person, which made me wonder why I'm still here, but no one else seems to be. So I started thinking, what if there's some sort of reason I'm still here? Like in those books we used to read? I wanted to know why I'm here, wandering the earth instead of in heaven or something. Or hell. You want to say hell. Nevertheless, I am still here, wandering the earth instead of being in whatever afterlife your religion or imagination can come up with. My only idea is that it has to do with someone who is still alive. And no one in my life had any outstanding issues with me when I died, except you.
you constantly bothered by the growing attentions of the male sex? Well, I have the solution for you. Get Ruth Sherwood's new bestseller, 100 Easy Ways to Lose a Man. Chapter 1. Now the first way to lose a man. You met a charming fellow and you're out for a spin. The motor fails and he just wears that helpless grin. Don't bat your eyes and say, what a romantic spot we're in. Just leap out, ponder the car, saves the gasket, and fix it in 2 seconds flat with a bobby pin. That's a good way to lose a man. He takes you to a baseball game, you sit knee to knee. He says the next man up at bat will win, you'll see. Don't say, who wants a bunt? This game's too hard for little me. Just say bunt, or you nuts. With no outs, 2 men on base, and a left-handed batter coming up, he'll walk right into a triple play, just like it happened in the 5th game of the World Series in 1923. That's a sure way to lose a man. A sure way to lose a man. A dandy way to lose a man. Just throw your knowledge in his face, he'll never try for second base. 98 ways to go. The 3rd way to lose a man. The lifeguard at the beach that all the girlies adore swims bravely out to save you through the ocean's roar. Don't say, oh thanks, I would have drowned in just 1 second more. Just push his head underwater, yell, last one in his right leg, and brace him back to shore. That's a swell way to lose a man. You found your perfect mate and it's in love from the start. He whispers, you're the one to who I give my heart. Don't say, I love you too, my dear, let's never part. Just say, I'm afraid you've made a grammatical error. It's not to who I give my heart, it's to whom I give my heart. You see, with the use of the preposition to, who becomes the indirect object making use of whom imperative, which I can easily show you by drawing a simple chart. That's a fine way to lose a man. A fine way to lose a man. A splendid way to lose a man. Just be more well-informed than he. You'll never hear, oh promise me. Just show him where his grammar errs and mark your towels, hers and hers. Yes, girls, you too can lose your man if you will give her your plan. 100 easy ways to lose a
You first.
I am so sorry about my friends. They really should not have done that.
Apology accepted, and I'm really sorry about my friend too.
Apology accepted. This is really awkward, isn't it?
Yep.
Again, I am so sorry about my friends. You would not believe it.
I might. You saw Taylor.
Does Taylor think it's weird you never dated anyone before?
That's exactly what she thinks.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm Jake, by the way.
Melanie.
You look familiar. Have we met before?
What's your major?
Art.
Drawing one class. You said near me.
Mystery solved. So, Taylor, she seems very insistent on this whole dating thing.
Yeah. She thinks it's weird that I have never liked a guy.
My friends think the same things. Only, with a girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? That's such a big deal!
Exactly.
You know what I don't get? Taylor kept talking about getting married, like having friends isn't enough. Does everyone think like that?
Seems like it. I mean, honestly, I'd be happy just to have friends. I don't need to marry some girl to be happy.
Maybe people
Maybe, but it doesn't seem common. Of all the people I was friends with in high school, at least one or two of them were in a relationship at any given time. Everyone else was just talking about where they're crushing on or moping about being single.
You always thought it'd be a lot easier if everyone was just happy being friends?
Something like that.
I know the feeling.
We should start a club. The people who just want to hang out with their friends club. The first 2 members.
Does that make us friends?
I guess it does.
Friends it is.
As it is. So, new friend, as our first act of friendship, what should we do?
Oh, we both have class in like 5 minutes. We should probably get to that.
See, wasn't that fun? If by fun you mean the overpriced funnel cake from earlier almost came back up, then yes, it was very fun. I might have liked it more if it didn't have that big drop at the end.
So you only didn't like that one part,
I didn't like most of it.
but you liked some of it.
A little.
So what are the chances I get you to go on it again? 10%, 20?
No math. I don't care if this is technically a school field trip. We are not talking about math right now.
All right, let's talk about the roller coaster then.
I walked right into that, didn't I?
You did.
Jordan, we knew long before today that roller coasters are more your thing than mine. By a lot.
Well, not everyone can handle the high-speed thrills of being sent through the air in a tin can on wheels.
Just when I thought I couldn't like roller coasters more. Next time you can ride the tin can, I will be standing on solid ground.
Next time isn't, we'll come back here after school's out where you think I should go again.
The hypothetical next time, I'm not going on that thing ever again if I can help it.
All right, why don't you pick what to do next? We probably have time for a couple more rides.
I saw a fortune teller tent earlier. We can see if that's still open.
You lost me at fortune teller.
You said I could pick.
I also said rides. Preferably something with a sketchy safety bar and being lifted in the air.
I don't know how you haven't thrown up yet. We'll write something, not a roller coaster, after.
Why bother? It's just a machine with cards in it.
No, not this one. That's a real person.
How do you know that?
The card with funnel cake by our tent. I was reading her sign while you were eating. Her name is Madame Molly.
If it's a real person and not a machine, that sounds like it's going to be more expensive.
It's only $5.
Only.
Come on, Jordan. I want to hear what she has to say.
Probably something like, ooh, Minty, give me your money and I'll tell you what you want to hear.
What if she tells you something you don't want to hear? Ooh, Jordan, you shouldn't ride any more roller coasters tonight.
I would literally ask for a refund. Hurry up. I won't get a reading in the first place.
You're not even a little bit curious?
Sure I am, but not enough to hand over $5 for it.
Because you think it's fake, or because you'd rather be nauseous 100 feet up in the air?
Both.
Well, if we go now, we'll have time to ride another ride before we have to meet the teachers back at the entrance.
Hey, what about the swing ride from this morning? You like that one? Can we go on that instead?
Please, Jordan. I went on a roller coaster for you. You can do this for me.
Okay, fine. Let's go. She walked by, looking serene, and I smiled at her and said, "Isn't it a lovely morning, Sister Shit?" I don't know where it came from. Clearest memories, though. The look on her face, the way she recovered, almost took once and asked me to excuse her, but she hadn't quite heard. Even I, in that moment, wasn't sure what I'd said. I mean, I couldn't have said what I... So I smiled apologetically at her and said, "You heard me, fart face," and walked on. I don't know what happened. Eve, I swear I never meant to say any of those things. but I couldn't help it. I started swearing like a linebacker every time I saw the convent. And I'd say other things too, irrational things. I'd recite the bags of Wheaties boxes, not at breakfast, other times. During devotions, working in the garden. I don't know why Wheaties is what we ate. But other things too. Things I'd heard on the radio. Rules from games I played as a kid. Comic book sound. Bam! Right attack! Go! Usually during meditation. The psychologist said I wasn't cut out to be a nun. He said I was unconsciously trying to break free from the constraints of convent life. It's not the obscenity. I got no burger thrill saying fart face, then yelling red light, green light, or barking like a dog. It was the impropriety of it. That's all I wanted. To shock people. To shock myself. I'd been numb for months. I had everything planned out. I was committed to a life of service in the church, and suddenly it was sister shit.
My dear sweet child, it's what I live for, to help unfortunate merfolk like yourself. Poor souls with no one else to turn to. I'll admit that in the past I've been a nasty. They weren't kidding when they called me, well, a witch. But you'll find that nowadays I've mended all my ways, repented, seen the light and made a switch. True? Yes. And I fortunately know a little magic. It's a talent that I always have possessed. Here lately, please don't laugh, I use it on behalf of the miserable, the lonely, and oppressed. Pathetic, poor, unfortunate souls in pain, in need. This one longing to be thinner, that one wants to get the girl, and do I help them? Yes, indeed. Those poor, unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. They come flocking to my cozy crying spells, their slow please, and I help them. Yes, I do. Now, it's happened once or twice. Someone couldn't pay the price, and I'm afraid I've had to rake them across the coals. Yes, I've had the odd complaint, but on the whole I've been a saint to those poor unfortunate souls. Here's my best offer, Bacon. I know a spell that will turn you into a human for 3 days. Now, it's got a procedural clause, sort of a squid pro quo. Before the sun sets on the 3rd day, you've got to get dear old Princey to kiss you.
And if I don't?
Nothing drastic, darling, I'm sure. Oh, look, small print. Your soul is mine forever, and you're doomed to spend eternity in my watery house of clear. Liars! Don't you just love them? Of course, there is one more thing. My fee.
A fee? But I don't have anything.
I'm not asking for much. Only your voice.
My voice? But without my voice, how can I?
You'll have your looks, your pretty face, and don't underestimate the power of body language. The man up there don't like a lot of blabber. They think a girl who gossips is a bore. Lives on land, it's much better for ladies not to say a word. After all, dear, what is idle prattle for? Come on, then, not all that impressed with conversation. True gentlemen avoid it when they can, but they don't include a fawn on a lady who's withdrawn. If she who holds her tongue, who gets her man? Come on, you.
like me.
Okay, well, why do you think that?
Because he said his roommate's jealous.
Jealous?
He was mad that Adam was spending time with me instead of him.
Okay, he said that.
Not in those exact words, but pretty much, yeah.
Not those exact words. Are you sure you're not just jumping to conclusions?
I'm not jumping.
Okay, Katie, I know you. I know what it sounds like when you're jumping. Did he say anything else?
He said something a couple of weeks ago about how it was a little weird for him dating a junior. I told him it's really not a big deal, and I thought he agreed, but I guess not.
Well, I mean, it is a 2-year age difference.
Sophomore and junior is only 1 year.
But it's 2 since you're a year behind. You did tell him that you're already 21, didn't you?
No,
Katie, it's not okay to lie to your partner about your age. That's creepy.
I didn't lie. I just didn't explicitly tell him.
Hey.
Okay, come on, you know I don't like talking about it.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, you never told me.
I know, I just assumed you heard about it.
I mean, I heard rumors, but I wasn't sure what was true and what wasn't.
What did you hear?
Doesn't matter. It was like 6 years ago.
What were they?
Okay, I don't think telling you is going to be helpful.
Please.
Okay, look. There were a lot of things floating around, and some of it was obviously made up.
Do you believe any of them?
No, not really. I mean, some of it was certainly possible, but I didn't put too much thought into it. Besides, by the time I heard any of it, we were already friends, and I wasn't going to let some rumors ruin that.
Guess that explains why you stuck around so long.
No, I'm serious. And besides, Adam wasn't the only person in your life. You still had me and our other friends.
Yeah. And I guess I will get over him eventually. Meet someone new.
Well, maybe don't worry about that part right now. Maybe just spend some time on your friendships. You know, hang out with people who probably won't dump you tomorrow.
Probably won't.
I mean, I won't.
Thanks, Leanne.
So, you and Oliver, huh?
Me and Oliver what?
Well, you two seem to be hitting it off while you were dancing.
Well, it's good to see him again. He's really nice.
Oh, nice, or, you know, nice, if you know what I mean.
He's nice.
You are hopeless.
I don't... What?
Oh, come on, Margot, that boy is like prime real estate. I don't know what he's been doing in the city, but it looks good on him. And he's what our parents would call marriageable material. And you were flirting with him.
I was what? No. That was not flirting. I was just being friendly, you know, joking around.
Maybe you thought you were being friendly, but I can tell you that's not what you thought.
I didn't mean to flirt with him.
Well, why not?
Why not?
I mean, even before he left for the city, he was never hard on the eyes. You can't tell me you haven't thought about him romantically.
I can tell you that, actually.
Oh, what? Never?
No. Is that such a bad thing?
No, it's just that if I was in your position, I would have fancied him at some point. I mean, I wasn't in your position, and I still did. Briefly, when we were like 12.
Of course you did.
Oh, come on, Margot. Some of us are trying to find a husband before our parents have to find one for us. Seriously, though, if you're not interested in Oliver, let's find you somebody. Come on. So, who looks attractive?
You're asking me?
Yes.
Oh. I don't know. I mean, aesthetically, they're all quite attractive.
That's it. Just attractive. None of them are handsome, charming, or alluring. Just attractive.
I guess some of them are more attractive than others.
Okay, let's try another angle. Ooh, what is your type? Are you looking for a rugged guy or a bookish one? Or a classic, tall, dark, handsome, maybe? Okay. Oh, that guy right there. Now that is a tall glass of water, my friend. No, okay. Ooh, red hair in the corner. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on that specimen. Okay. Aha! Long hair, 9 o'clock. They say he's a charmer. So tell me who your favorite is so I know who not to go for.
Do I have to pick someone?
Well, it's not like you're picking your future husband right here and right now, Mar. Just who can you picture being with? Writing each other love letters, drawing arm in arm along the river, sneaking kisses while your chaperone isn't looking, getting into a fancy carriage, and in the back seat. What? It's not that hard, I promise you. Literally, the whole town is here tonight. Now I know that you usually run away from boys. We're going to find someone that you can duet with.
And what if there's not?
Well then, you are hopeless. But don't worry, I'm on the case. Ooh, hi, you, come here. Yes, you, come on. Okay, so, just try, just try me.
I can't, I don't know the words.
Oh, what do you mean you don't know the words? He was just humming the tune.
Yeah, because you were just singing it. I was just copying you. I've got nothing.
Well, let's just keep trying, okay? I'm sure we can find somebody you can duet with.
I just don't understand how you can look at someone and poof, the words are in your head. I can't do that.
Well, sure you can, Margot. I mean, not everybody's is the same, because everyone's are different. But they just come to you. You know that.
You know what? Why? I can duet with anyone. We've platonically duetted so many times before.
Margot, it's not the same. I mean, look, I don't want you dying a spinster with 60 cats.
I'm allergic to cats.
All the more reason not to become a spinster.
Why are you so obsessed with this, Aggie?
Because boys are gifts, Margot. And singing a duet with someone you love is the greatest thing in the world. I just want you to experience that for yourself. Well, no, Margot, it's going to be okay. I know we platonically duet sometimes, but it's just not the same. I just want you to see that for yourself. Okay, hold on a second. Hi, you come here. Hi, come on. Yeah, come on. Okay, one more time, Margot, I promise. Just try, okay?
I'm sorry, I can't.
corpse and me $5 an hour. For flying dead bodies, I had to climb over their faces just to get to my seat. Suddenly the wheels lift off, the ground is falling backwards. I am suddenly alive. Suddenly I'm in the cockpit. Suddenly everything's changed. Suddenly I'm not too young or too short, and the passengers in the back don't complain. Suddenly I'm flying company charters. Suddenly everything's high. Suddenly there's nothing in between me and the sky. American Airlines had the prettiest planes, so I applied as a flight engineer. But the World War II pilots, they all complained. They said girls shouldn't be in the cockpit. Hey lady, hey baby, hey, why don't you grab us a drink? And the flight attendants were my friends back then, and they said, are you better than us, do you think? But I kept getting hired, and the World War II crew, they retired, and the girls all thought much higher of me. 1986, the first female American captain in history. Suddenly I'm in the cockpit. Suddenly I've got my wings. Suddenly all of those pilots protesting me while they can get their own drinks. Suddenly there's no one saying stay grounded, looking down past in the night. Suddenly there's nothing in between me and the sky. Suddenly I've got an all-female crew. The news caught made headlines across the world. Suddenly it stopped. No one's saying you can't, or you won't, or you know you're not anything 'cause you're a girl. Suddenly I'm getting married, and we're putting pins on a map when we flown. Suddenly I am a mother, and suddenly shocked at how much they've grown. Suddenly I'm wondering how my parents would feel seeing me teaching men to be pilots. 'Cause suddenly I am a senior instructor, and somehow I'm 51. Suddenly I'm flying Paris to Dallas, across the Atlantic and feeling calm. And suddenly someone on air-to-air traffic says at 8:46 there's been a terrorist action, and the one thing I loved more than anything was used as the bomb. Suddenly I'm in a hotel. Suddenly something has died. Suddenly there's something in between me and the sky.
How to be alone. It's quite simple, really. You just don't date anyone. And that makes it easier to not accidentally get into a relationship, which makes it easier to not move in with anyone or marry them. I eat a lot of soup. I recommend that. And I mean, really, you can wear whatever you want. Shower or don't. I used to go to the gym, but I don't do that anymore. Some days I only eat cookies. I like to read a lot and watch a lot of TV. And sometimes I drink tea. But you should do you. I mean, that's what it's all about, really. Being the person you want to be without worrying about what anyone else thinks. I have a job. I go to work, and I do my work, and then I go home and I do whatever I want. So really, I've got it made. Actually, I guess I don't recommend it, but what else? I have friends. I usually shower before seeing them, but it's optional. Also, what you can do is pine after someone completely unattainable. I do that. I have done that. I mean, basically for years I've been doing that. What else? Did I mention reading? I like YA science fiction and fantasy, but again, you do you. Any questions?
Gracie, what a piece. Thank you so much. Thank you. She put all of this together. She crafted this herself. So much of you. And there's just such deep appreciation and love for all that you have learned and all that you have a reception afterwards. Gracie's going to be here, and please, I know that you're going to want to wish her well and congratulate her, so please do that. We can get pictures, and we'll have a reception up here on stage, and